Hello everybody, Thy Lord Root here, and welcome back to our next Let's Play of Prison Architect. I decided it's probably a good idea to start on another episode of this, especially considering that the last time I said the episode would come shortly, and it's of course been 2 days. So I think I'll go ahead and create a new prison, and I guess I'll tell you a little bit about the delay while I'm doing that. Um, Definitely have the fog of war on, and we'll leave continuous intake off for now. We'll start out with a small prison. So anyway, I was going to say that I recorded the last episode, and then I decided to basically record theme songs for this thing, because as weird as it sounds, I think that, especially my KSP video, could use a theme song, and I thought that, this one could have a very simple theme song as well, so I started messing around with that on my guitar, and might post it sometime this weekend if I ever get around to making a proper recording of it, but, yeah, anyway, after that I messed around with KSP yesterday a little bit to see what we could do for the, I guess for the next episode, and I think y'all will be happy with what we have. So anyway, we're going to start out here. This is something that I personally would have known about if it weren't for the fact that somebody highlighted out in another video, because $10,000 is a very small amount of cash to start out with. So we can use grants here. We get money for all sorts of things. We get money for basically for building a very basic detention center, which this will be because it is it's basically, a small map. I suppose I might have gone with a bigger map, but a small one will do. We get a contract for building our offices for our bigwigs to stay in. And we have a contract for both health and our cell block. But we'll work on that here in a bit. Although I guess you know what, we should go ahead and plan for that. And we'll also do something for a hospital as well. So they advanced us the money for this so we can, start working. And you can see here that we have, let me zoom out a bit. We have two basic areas here. We have, of course, a garbage and a delivery area. And, of course, our deliveries will go into the delivery area. That's not too terribly surprising. But we'll also have, this area where garbage goes. So, what we'll do is we'll just start out by building a small receiving area. Probably doesn't have to be all that big. We'll make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe, in length. And that'll just be, the area for people to come into. And the way I was thinking about this was because of the fact that we do need, keep our prisoners inside. I think it would be a good idea for us to fence this area off when we're done and leave a little bit of room to expand. So we have, of course, doors to put in. We could put in a jail door, or we could put in maybe a double door. If I can find the damn thing. maybe, this might have changed quite a bit since I've last seen it played, but we have here a door for solitary, a large jail door, and a regular jail door. So we'll make this thing a large jail door, expose it to the elements a bit so that, this area is naturally cooled or whatever. And so we will go ahead and put that in here. Although, in reality, I guess we could have two doors here because they're only $50 and they're a lot cheaper than that jail door or whatever. So you'll notice I'm building this in pause mode because, I mean, if I wanted the challenge, I guess I could, build this another way, but we, want this thing here to basically, we want it to be designed as easily as possible. So, and the way we could do that, of course, is the way architects normally do it. I mean, architects don't design the building while it's being built, right? It's um we'll just put, what is that, another five. It would be kind of nice to, I guess, to be able to see what the, I guess they do have the various dimensions here, so we just want to keep on putting in 6 meter blocks here. That'll work out just fine. I'm presuming these must be walls. So what do we need? We need an office, a thing for a warden, and also I suppose you know a hallway for these guys to be, to move about in. So my approach here is going to be very simple. I'm going to have these 6 office blocks ready for, ready for, you know, later population, and I'm going to build a small corridor here with the idea basically being that we want to keep prisoners out of the administrative areas, and we want to keep, the administration in the administrative areas. So that would be a good thing to have. And the idea is basically, prisoners can escape, and that's not good. So we want these guys to be able to. I guess I could have. I'll make this a little bit smaller so we have these little 2 wide hallways here. I want to make it to where these guys can more or less go through a processing facility and then they will be able to do their thing or whatever. I don't reckon we'll need many more offices than that, but we do have room to expand if we want, and we're still good on our money situation. So one thing I will do here is I think what we need here is foundation and such. We'll get them to start working on the foundation in a bit because I mean I don't know how easy it is to set that up, but we'll have this here, and in the center we will put in here our holding areas. And the idea is that once these guys come in, they're going to have a really hard time escaping. So, there will be that. There will also be room here for I guess maybe um, maybe there will be room for like a canteen that they can come down to and do their thing. And that's going to be cordoned off so that nobody can, escape or whatever. Because the last thing we want is for these guys to escape. That would make for a very ineffective gel. So my thought here is, we need about 4 meters for our sitting areas, and that means we want about 10 meters so that they have a chance to walk in between, and then 12 for 12 so that what we could do then is we can put down the serving area to where they can't possibly get into the kitchen, because they will get into the kitchen eventually, and that's not any good. And in here we will probably have a little kitchen area as well. And we'll just dedicate the entire thing to that. Well, I don't know. Can we? I wonder. Can we remove that tree, because that would actually be nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess I have to tell them to explicitly dismantle it, but we're gonna have other things as well. We are going to have, of course, a, I guess, a deal going on here to where, there will be the ability for these guys to get in. Apparently, one of the things that I've seen here is that people can actually they can actually the trucks can go through the thing. Well, you know what I need to put in? I need to put in my bare essentials, like my storage facility and my utilities. And so I'm just going to take this foundation and I'm going to make foundation big enough for our utilities here. So I don't know. I'm going to go with maybe. I'm trying to think. Maybe I should go with 8 by 8 here for our water. 8 by 16 because, or maybe not 8 by 16, maybe 8 by 12, because that way we'll have enough room to stick in our water pump as well, and that's going to be important. And then we're going to have a storage room here as well. So that will be very useful for us. And then what we can do is we can, once we get this thing built, we can make it to where this thing is more or less cordoned off. So I don't think doors even have to go in here. I believe we can just put down fences so that they can't escape. And that'll be useful for us, right? We don't want these guys escaping because it's really quite a pain in the ass when they do. So, I'm thinking we'll just section this thing off and we will let these guys get started on construction. And I wonder, maybe can we go ahead and start putting in um, our areas or so? I mean, I think so. So what we can do then is it looks like we need to partition this off manually. So we're going to take materials and we're going to make I'm gonna find a brick wall, and we're just going to stick these in here. And we're just gonna put a door in here for our own sake. And same here. Basically, nobody will be able to get through this thing. So, here we have what looks like the other holding cell. Um, and we, of course, have our kitchen. Which, now that I think about it, we can just take this and, we can, um, I'm thinking what we can do here is we can go on in and, well, I guess we better let them build real quick because I can't really see what I'm doing. And it'd be kind of nice if we had foundations. So they're bringing us all sorts of supplies here. They're apparently not prioritizing this at all. And apparently, it doesn't show anything else queued. I guess I have to wait for them to build the foundation before I build my new building. So they're just gonna close this thing in. I think I'm going to do myself a favor and turn this area into deliveries so that we can, accept as many deliveries as we need. And they are just going to, bring in as much as necessary. And I'm going to expand the garbage area a little bit because while I don't know too much about how much we'll need in the way of garbage, I mean, it's probably something that, we could change. Fortunately, we have several hours. I'm not blocking that entrance. I bet you I did. I need to unzone this because this should not be zoned at all. And we'll see if they begin to. It looks like I have to build the foundation first. And I'm thinking maybe I just started a little bit too big here. Although we still got 20 hours to go. I mean, I think as long as we get, the basic things built around the facility, we should be fine. The important thing is, of course, that they don't obtain their freedom, and that would be sad if they did, because that would mean that we would have to wait quite a while. Now, my thought is maybe our holding cell is a little bit too big. Um, we'll just zone this thing off right here as when this thing completes, we'll zone it off as a canteen. But yeah, anyway, they brought us some electrical stuff. They brought us a capacitor, which is very much welcome. And they're going to work like slaves. And I'm hoping that what this means is perhaps that perhaps it'll mean that we will have oh, there we go. We're finally beginning to get some foundation. I'm hoping that perhaps it'll mean that, we will get this thing constructed fairly quickly. So we need for our kitchen, we need a lot of things. We need an area for which these guys will be safe when they're serving their food. So we are going to put our serving tables here, and everybody else will trickle in to use the serving table that apparently I did not allocate enough room for. So we need to very slightly. Well, you know what? I think 8 people at a time will be enough. I think we can. Well, you know what? That's the reason for that, it looks like, is because it is 5 per deal, So I think um what we will do here is we will um maybe use this other area maybe for a visiting area. I kind of want to fence it in just a little bit, but yeah, I mean the idea is basically that, we are going to wall this off. Maybe in the future we will do something to um to help these poor guys, do their job. We really only need one door here. The chefs are not going to have a very high traffic sort of thing going on. And here as well, we want to start building our offices. Unfortunately, there does not seem to be much of the way in, our holding cells. But that's okay. We'll put in a door here. I think we will we'll use this area for something. I'm gonna put this behind double doors, of course, so that we can stick whatever we want to in there. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have, of course, our holding cells. We are going to want to wall off our. Oh, we have to wait for him to finish the foundation, which is going to suck just a little bit. And I'm going to. It would be nice if there was like a better floor planner, because I don't want to worry about, having to get this thing too terribly fleshed out. Oh, cool. So we can put in our our doors now. And we will have our office building pretty soon, or rather our office complex. And so the idea, of course, is I think I overdid this a bit. Oh yeah, that's because that is the other wall. We do want power, of course. That's on its way, I think. And we will just go ahead. I think the rest should be, obvious once we get it done. And hopefully, we will set this up to where I have a feeling that dude is going to be trapped in the holding area, which I don't think is going to be terribly good for him. So I'm just going to, first of all, mark this as holding. Maybe put a shower in. And we need what for a holding cell? We need a minimum size 5x5, indoors, and a toilet. Of course, I was neglecting the one thing that I really should have been paying attention to, which is the doors. So let's go here. We'll make this a large jail door. And this is likely to be pretty high traffic, so we will just put two doors here and we'll put in our, we'll put in our regular double doors. If I can find the damn thing. There we go. Large gel door. And I think that will be good enough for it. So, maybe what we can do here is we can do a little bit of rearrangement. Because, the only thing is that whenever you build these things, they are, I guess, limited to what you could actually, I guess a little bit like you could remodel while you're working on your, while your prison's operating, but you wouldn't want to do that. You essentially want this thing to, to be self-sufficient. Now, what is going on here, and why is this thing so jacked up? Oh well, I think we'll deal with it. So yeah, anyway, we've got our office area down, and I think we'll start with where was it, about here that we had this thing, and we'll just put in the room for our storage facility and for our power. So that's one thing we need, right? We need power. Power is a very useful thing to have. And I think we have a supply bottleneck somewhere. Now, I don't know when these prisoners are going to start coming in. And um, maybe what I can do is I can set this up to where, um, we've got this still going on. Well, I guess it's not terribly descriptive, is it? But let's see, we got our power here, and we have our water pump here that we also want. And so the deal with the power is, of course, your rooms are always they're always powered, no matter what. There's there's no way somebody, or it's not that they're always powered, but they present no risk. I mean, I really have no idea what I was trying to say when I said they were always powered, because it's certainly not the case. But, you know, you can't exactly crawl through a power cable. One thing you can do, however, and you have to be really careful about this, is you can crawl through a water pipe. And so we have to be careful, because if we crawl through a water pipe, then we're going to run into the problem that, prisoners could escape that way. And so, like, when we install our toilets and stuff, we have to be very careful that there's no way that these guys can, you know, get to the water pipe. Maybe through, like, a shower drain or something like that. Now, we, of course, have this capacitor here that, as you remember, helps us keep charge. And it looks like instead of building our power supply like they should be, they are building the power first. Like the power conduit, which is kind of absurd if you ask me, but then again, I reckon you didn't. So, let's see, we have 11 hours, and we have to get this place ready for 8 prisoners. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. That means we need to start designating these things as like offices and whatnot. So we will make this thing right here the warden's office. The warden needs to be close at hand. Um, if anything happens, or really, I guess we'll just make these all offices. There's no cost, I guess, aside from the equipment that's required. There actually are a little bit bigger offices here, which I kind of screwed up on. I didn't think about that correctly, but that's okay. I mean, I think it'll be just fine. We have 11 hours, man. That is going to be tough. Let's see. Okay, I guess we need this here. I think we need to start hiring. Well, first we need to start putting stuff in desks, so, or put desk in these rooms. So let's see, what do we need? We need for our thingamajigger, we need a desk, a chair, and maybe a bookshelf. That would make sense to me. Or a filing cabinet. And these should be plenty big. I mean, I'm thinking that, if they're not, then we'll just, we will just deal with the consequences of that. And we'll put the warden up here in the big office, because, he is the head honcho. He needs, to live in a fairly comfortable environment. And so, we'll give him everything he needs, like, maybe. Actually, I don't know if the staff needs their own toilets or not. I mean, I'm thinking probably, but maybe I can designate one of these the staff bathroom or whatever. Yeah, anyway, we'll give him, um, what is it, a chair so he can sit down. And let's see, I think that was it. We'll hire a warden and we'll just put in all of those doors. So we'll just stick them down here. Room require. I have that. So yeah, I mean, I guess he is just going to go wander around in the dark here. Make sure that everything. Oh wait, no, I don't have that. I guess I didn't think about that. That there is nothing that's been delivered. Let's see. Do we have our IKEA furniture? Yes, we do. I'm gonna stick in another desk here. I mean, it looks like this is the best way to do it right here because with the mode on slow or whatever, because it seems like hey, we have electricity now, and it's very slowly generating enough for us. We'll hire a who else can we hire? We'll hire some guards, two of them, and they'll just kind of wander around. Let's see. Oh, there is a planning mode. Awesome. But that does make things a lot easier on my end because I can finally, um, tell what, we have going on here. So, of course, we have no power. We want, a shower here. It doesn't have to be a big shower. And I don't even think it needs to be walled off. Apparently they can get lice. So yeah, I mean I guess the deal is that let's see, we want a drain here. You know, maybe I should wall it off though, just in case, because I mean, you know how wet these things get because they're showers, right? I mean, I think walling it off may not be too bad of an idea, but maybe that's just something I should worry about when I get to that point. Let's see, we want to wall this off here. And we have got plenty of stuff here. So let's see, we needed what? A bench? Oh, a visitor table. We can set up. Cool, we can set up visitation. I think that's what I'll put down here. We will set up areas for visitation that only we can get to. So let's see, where's that foundation? We can't extend down here. Um, can we reclaim this tree? I think somebody is going to have to chop this thing down. Which I'm not sure. Okay, this thing. Yeah, this thing is queued to go. So we can, in fact, make this thing slightly bigger. It may actually be within our best interest. I mean, we haven't really, we haven't really addressed the entire deal with the cells, though. I mean, that's going to be an issue. So let's, I guess, before we move forward, I think first of all, I'm going to designate this area right here. I'm going to start playing this out first. So let's see, what else do we want here? We want an office for the doctor, I think, because we are going to have to build a thingy. Maybe though it wouldn't really be such a bad idea to just go ahead and get what we need out of the way already. So let's see. We need a kitchen, which requires what is it? Um, a cooker, a fridge, and a sink, and we can change this as necessary, and then we'll put in a canteen as well. Now, I'm beginning to think maybe we can hire janitors of some kind. That would actually be pretty swell if we could. Let's see, what does the canteen require? Canteen requires, what is it, a serving area, and maybe we can do it like that. Yeah, that way. But there is a serving area there. Oh, but I paused it. Maybe it needs to update or something. Yeah, I think it's taken care of now. And this is going to be a very high traffic sort of area, so we will, I guess, put in um, You know what, I think I'm going to cancel this actually. We'll just put in visitation or whatever. So, um, let's see, we have large gel doors that we can put here. I'm just going to stick that in the middle, like so. Because we will have a bunch of really hungry people, wanting to wreak havoc. And, let's see what else we have here. We have a cooker that we need to put here. I'm beginning to think this kitchen is a little bit too big. We're gonna have two chefs here, so two cookers makes sense. And we have, let's see, a sink that we're going to need. And they will need access to refrigeration as well. So if this ever becomes like an assembly line or whatever, where we have tons of people, working on this, then it will make sense to, um, to expand this. So I guess speaking of which, I will expand down this foundation some. There's no telling what that is going to do. I do know that we want to wall this area off. And that should be good enough. And then I guess I'm going to begin fencing the area off so that um, when our prisoners arrive, which is going to be in 9 hours, I mean, man, time has flown for us. I mean, the bottom line is if they escape, then we lose revenue, and nobody wants to lose revenue. That is the surest way to irritate people. So, yeah, we have this thing up here. You know what? I'm actually going to just remove that. I'm going to bring this out to the sidewalk. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, we don't need the sidewalk anyway. I mean, we've taken up the entire damn thing to begin with. But, yeah, I mean, we have to be very paranoid about escaped prisoners because if we're not, then what will happen to us is that our prisoners will sully our good name, and that is really nothing that I want to have to explain. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be other things here. I mean, we essentially like what I'm thinking is we want to make this to where nobody gets out except for the people we want to get out. So, I guess here I will put in more in the way of, foundation. And I'm going to turn it back on to, our building mode. Because, or our slow build mode anyway, so that, these guys get down to it. We have the shower heads installed, so let's look at our plumbing. We need definitely small pipes to connect these. The reason, of course, being that if we don't, then nobody's going to be able to use the shower, and nothing is more bothersome than, and nobody is more irritable than a dirty, smelly prisoner. And I'm sure there's going to be something about um, respecting human rights and everything like that, because we want to have a reputation at least as far as our prison is concerned. We want to have a reputation for being, you know, a very humane prison that only occasionally tortures its prisoners. And so you know what? I think this thing is what is going on here. I think it's time to hire some chefs, and we'll just stick them here because we need both of them. And they are going to be pretty busy, I imagine. Requires entrance. Oh, cool. So it does keep the walls. That's good news. Let's see. We will just stick another door down here. We'll stick a jail door because, we don't want these guys to accidentally get through our weak point. So, what is missing out of this? They're still missing the IKEA furniture or whatever. Man, I wish these guys would prioritize better. But I think that hopefully, this will be enough to prioritize, or not to prioritize, but to, it'll be enough to, um, let's see, dump, dismantle, search. What is door locked open mean? Does this mean that they're going to be locked in? Let's see if we can get this guy to come out here. I can't, I require deployment. Door locked mode open. So I'm assuming that this means that the door only opens for prisoners, but I could be wrong about that. Or it only opens for the guards. If it only opened for prisoners, that would be um, really terrible. So let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, we need water. No roots. What do you mean no roots? It looks like there's a root to me. Did I accidentally block? Oh, yeah, I guess I did. But wait a minute, why are they dropping all of this shit all over my beautiful prison? I'm very confused about this. Wait, I just deleted that. I think. I think I just deleted oh, it's a staff door. Let's see. Bureaucracy. Do we have anything for bureaucracy? Well, we can unlock health, which will allow us to um do our thing. We have lawyers, finance person, um we have this guy. Um I think that is probably a good thing because we do have a limit, I think, of how much we can spend. And we've already spent quite a bit. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, looks like they're bringing in all the good stuff right now. We have, the sink. So that, so that's actually installed. What are they bringing out here? Looks like we got filing cabinets. Why is nobody bringing the damn warden's desk? I mean, that's... The warden kind of needs an office. Oh well, I guess what I'll do here is I'll get started on... We have the kitchen that's built. We need... In our holding cell, we need a bench. We'll need two benches, come to think of it, so... Where is that bench? That bench is going to be... I don't know, maybe here? And you know what? If this wall comes down, we can even... I'm thinking we can even take our visitor table and, set up benches so that, nobody can interfere. But I digress. There is, got to be a bench here. Oh, where is this? Where is this a counter? Or a counter, rather. I need finance, which I did. I did buy, I think. I think I started out a little bit too big. I don't know if I'm going to make the deadline. I mean, it would probably help if, you know, this is the warden's office. Apparently the warden didn't like the office that I gave him. So I think I figured out what it is. They're researching the finance or whatever. Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? We have, I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to put a drain down here so that, when, when they take a shower or whatever, that, it doesn't flood the holding cell. So yeah, we have a bench that we need. There's a bench. And so I'm thinking we put a bench here, a bench here, a bench here, and a bench here. And that is probably not going to work. But what we could do is we could flip these things around so that our benches are more compact. And of course, we need a toilet so that these guys, can watch each other take a dump or whatever. That's probably enough for our purposes. I mean, that's 4 toilets that, they're going to be able to watch 4 people take a dump. And I'd call that, a terrible idea. But let's see, what are we missing? I have the distinct impression that not all of our utilities have gone in. Because, let's see, there we go. They just
somebody has very strangely decided that we need to not put that corner piece in there. That is very bizarre. I don't like it one bit because they are taking forever to do all this. I mean, maybe. I don't know, maybe these guys will do their thing. I'm going to, in the meantime, set up this thing. I don't even know that it will really do all that much good at this point. To I'm hoping that at least because we have let's see, we have a to-do list. Can we suspend that? Um, I don't think the answer to that is yes. I think I may have slightly miscalculated the size of our canteen as well. I mean, my thinking is that, let's see, what do we need here? We need a bench for people to sit down at somewhere, a table for the canteen. There we go. Let's see, how many. Looks like we could, if we rotate this, we can fit in just enough in the way of tables to, I guess to give us a small walkway or whatever, but see, here we have. Well, that's actually not too terribly bad. We'll just put 6 of these tables on, which to my reckoning means that we can support some. Actually, we have 8, so we can support 64 prisoners at a time, which is good because I think they all take lunch at the same time. Of course, now we only have 8 or so, 8 or so, slots for food, so those chefs are going to, or no, we have 10, so, I mean, those chefs are probably going to be working full time. We're going to have, I bet you we're going to have people beating each other up in the lunch line or whatever, if such things exist in prison. And then, let's see, if we make a visitation area, I don't know which end is the proper end. So I'm just going to stop worrying about visitation right now because ideally they should be able to visit, but I mean, I don't think. I think that's going to be optimal. What is going on here? Oh, that's just a light. So, yeah, we're still missing a ton of our utilities. It looks like we still have. Well, at least they're putting in the water now. I mean, it's taken them forever to do that, but yeah. I mean, it's could be worse. Oh wait, has the warden? The warden has claimed this office despite there being no furniture. I guess he really, wants He really wants the smaller office. Let's look in the way of flooring here. We definitely want, if we can get away with it, wood floor in here. I think wood floor would be a nice thing to have in an office. Really, we'll do this um for the entire office complex. So let's see. What else will we have here? We will have a thing going on here. But you know what? I bet you I could make this thing up here deliverables. Let's see. That thing needs power of some kind, it looks like. Yeah, I need to directly power it. We've only got 4 hours until these prisoners come in, and I'm fairly certain we are not going to be on time. Because the men do not prioritize. I mean, just look at this. Like they've left all of the water, um, like basically, just out to I guess I figured they could hook it up last or whatever. Well, I mean, at least we have, our fridge or whatever, and we can designate this right here, our, probably now, um, storage. That's what we'll do. And so, come to think of it, storage is a bit small, but I mean, this is going to be a small prison until we manage to get our, thing up. So this holding cell will probably do its job until then. I'm going to save. Build 2 offices. This guy can't research anything, it looks like, because he does not have a locked door shut. It looks like he does not have anything for which to sit down on. I'd be pretty pissed off if I were the warden right now. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, here we are with none of these things, and they are just finally getting around to building to building this waterway. I mean, they still won't, of course, because they still, even though we have the power here or whatever, I guess they've decided that it's just not worth it for whatever reason or another. So this is going to cost some money, I guess, to put all this in, but see, look, they're more interested in installing floor than anything. I mean, I pay these guys not to dick around and look at them. Now, the question here is when I go here, what? I don't understand these door modes. Like, I don't understand whether or not this means that the door is, normally locked. I guess that's what it means. Maybe that's why nobody is doing anything. I guess because they've decided that they don't want, the prisoners to do anything that might remotely, imply, any kind of civil life. They've decided they're not going to hook up the water in time. I mean, these chefs are trying their hardest to, they're trying their hardest in order to get this food ready, but they can't because there is nothing for which to cook with. So I have a feeling that, we have 3 minutes until these guys come. And yeah, they're already in here. They're going to run rampant. I know it. I mean, to be fair, at least, they can take a shit of some kind. But, I mean, really, as soon as they put in the water, then, it'll be just fine. This probably needs to be locked shut as well. Let's see, what do we have here? That is. I mean, at least they're finally putting in the power, because, this place does need some lights. But unfortunately for us, like, they are not putting in the water, and it looks like they finally got around to the warden's office. So let's see. This is. They are either. Are they. Door mode normal. What does that mean? I wonder, can they freely get around if I do this? I mean, my thinking is that they won't be able to go anywhere until. Let's see, door mode normal and door mode normal. I need to find a way to make this staff only because there is really no reason why they should be coming in through the kitchen. So we have got another 24 hours, it looks like. We still have no canteen, so these guys are going to starve to death. And it looks like nobody put in the serving tables. So I wonder if the staff doors, like, if they protect against anything. I mean, I'm gonna have to look all this up. All I know is that my very small prison has now become um, extremely loaded thanks to the ineptitude of, these guys that don't, maybe I shouldn't have. Yeah, I bought that capacitor anyway. That'll be okay. I mean, I don't want to overload the generator in any way. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking maybe um this design is not the best idea. But I think we'll work with it. I mean, I think that once, we wall in this place and we get everything done, then perhaps, things will go well. I mean, I'm hoping that do we have the warden here? Still needs 2 hours, so he hasn't. It's taken us this long to get finance going because nobody is doing anything about this. And you know what? It occurs to me too. We need a building up here um, for like maybe like CCTV so we can see what's going on and dispatch the guards. But that'll have to come at another time because um, we will you know, ending up with too much stuff going on here. See, David Jetson, he is due for release. That's not what I want. I want to. Where is he? Maybe there is a way that. Let's see. Oh, he's already. Wait, he is due for release in 0 hours? How do I release this prisoner? Let's see what else this dude is. So we have plenty of things going on here. I don't know how they got in there. In fact, they are not supposed to be wandering through the kitchen like this, which tells me that perhaps this was not a very good idea. And of course, they are still not putting in the utilities that I told them to. They can do everything but put in this electrical cable that, is needed to hook up the water generator. And of course, this pipe here. So wait, are these tables already in? I don't understand. Like, I don't know. That's really weird. But yeah, we've got 16 hours left now, and I'm not even terribly sure what I'm doing. And of course, these guys are starving now because instead of giving these guys a humane experience, they want to turn my low security prison into a concentration camp. I mean, seriously, like, what's going on here? Why aren't they not doing this? No routes to the electrical cable. Well, that is just simply BS. I don't understand how there is no route. Land expansion. Oh, cool. So um, we can eventually scale up our prison if we want to. That is promising. I like that. So I do know this has been a longer episode. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out why it is that these people could not get to something that, in my mind, should be it should be very easy to get to. I mean, these guys are they're making my life pretty hard by consistently not putting in the things I tell them to. It's failed 2 times. Why are they? Maybe I just need to. Maybe I need to go about this a different way. Maybe instead of directly connecting it like that, I should do this, which I hate to do, but something has to motivate them to do something. I mean, seriously, like these guys are going to they're going to call like the I guess it wouldn't be the Humane Society. I'm not sure who it is that is responsible for, you know. Oh, now they're gonna put in, the stuff. But it's crazy. Like I have gone out of my way to make these guys, you know, live in comfortable, humane. Um. Oh, there we go. In a comfortable and humane sort of environment because I mean it isn't you know this isn't a thingy. This isn't a torture complex as much as I'm sure that these guys want it to be. See, now they can finally take a dump. So I'm wondering, like, it says that, I'll make this normally open just because, it seems to me that that's the. Whoa, what are they doing? Somebody forgot to put a wall there. Alright, so it looks like we have a new plan. Like, apparently they could just waltz on into the kitchen whenever they feel like. Um, and that is not good. I think we need a way for these guys to be able to serve food or whatnot. So I thought that my clever design was going to prevent them from walking through the building like this, but apparently not. So it is thus noted. What's going on here? Construct wall is blocked. We have 8 more prisoners coming in. At this point, I mean, at least these guys are locked in and can't escape. I mean, that's the good thing. He is okay. So he is released. How do we? Wait, is it me or this dude is creating a hole for these guys to go through so they could escape at any point they want to? See, what I'm trying to figure out is how I can. Wait, is this guy finally going to escort this dude out? No, he is just. I guess he's just going to sit here for an eternity. And now these guys are stuck. Okay, so it looks like the normal mode is here. I need to set these to normal doors, it looks like. So, mode normal, mode normal. That way, anybody who gets it within their minds to escape won't do so. Are we done with this yet? I reckon so. Anyway, I think, um, this prison will hopefully, hopefully it'll do for the time being. I mean, maybe these guys will, end up, you know, getting a better quality of life, although I seriously doubt it at this point. I mean, the workmen just don't want it to happen. But, with that having been said, I mean, I think this is a good place to call it quits, so, I will see y'all next time.